everybody? In today's video, I'm going to be going over my personal Robinhood stock portfolio. Now, I just started investing with Robinhood here in March, so I'm going to show you the type of stocks that I've personally picked and where I am going personally with my personal stock portfolio. I've seen about a 70% return so far in the market, and it's been going pretty well for me with everything that's been going on. I've been decided to capitalize on the situation, and it's been going up very well. So with that being said, let's get into this video. All right, so let's get into this stock market video here. So for my personal portfolio in Robinhood. So just for some background, for Robinhood, I invested my first $1,000 with Robinhood on March 13th. So I had $1,000 in the market March 13th. $2,000 I transferred over on March 18th. April 7th I added another $1,000. April 17th I added another $1,000, and May 4th I added $3,000. So I have a total of $8,000 of my own investment that I have into this. And if we look at it here, since I started, we are up about 72% on the time that I started investing with Robinhood. So, excuse me, that is very good if you ask me. I've nearly doubled, or I'm almost to 3/4 of doubling my initial investment. I'm very happy with those types of gains. I wanted to show you guys how I got there. So as I talked about earlier in some of my other videos, I was really trying to encourage new investors. This is the time to invest. There are so many opportunities out there with how the whole economy shut down. It was like it was put on pause. So now that things are starting to reopen, and there's still a lot of states that haven't fully reopened, so that gives you more time and more ability to still jump into this while things are still down. The Dow Jones is up to over 27,000 points today. I was starting to get in, but I didn't get fully invested until it was up to about 23,000, but I started when it was around 18,000, so you guys know. So let's get into my stock picks here. I bought Marathon Petroleum. So Marathon Petroleum, I thought it wouldn't go anywhere. I know it's one of the big four oil and gas distribution places, so I thought they would be a great investment. I ended up getting them. I only got 22 shares of them, but I got them at $17.07. So I have over 100% gain on this investment. I wish I had more. They're one of the only ones that did not cut their dividends at all, or they cut their dividends a little bit, but they didn't cut their dividends like a bunch of other huge dividend kings out there. They made sure to still pay that to their stockholders. So that added value, and that's why they're up to almost $41 here today. As you can see, they were really low, but they're starting to come back. They still have a bit to go. So if we actually look at where they were, we can go January to now, and they're still about 30% down. It's still an amazing gain for people that are just starting to get. We can see on average, the average return that you would want to get from the stock market, 6 to 10%. And if you're in a normal index fund or S&P 500 ETF, you're looking between 8 and 10% a year. So a 30% gain still is incredible and more than what you will make as an average investor in normal times. So let's go into my next one here. I had Shell, and Shell, I got in when it was $28.17. I actually got into this one when it was falling still. So I saw it go all the way down to this $19, the low of $19.19. I was freaking out. I thought I made a horrible mistake. I actually bought Exxon a little bit ago when it was still crashing down. I ended up selling it. I got out of that one, cut my ties, but I personally didn't know how far this market would go down, and when it got down to 18K, I was freaking out. But I held on to this stock. It ended up going up to, if you can see here, around April 29th, $36, and it ended up crashing down. And the reason why it went down all the way back down to 28, I was barely making money on this investment initially, is that they promised that they weren't going to cut their dividends. They ended up cutting their dividends. So it was only 32 cents a share compared to their 96 cents, I believe, a share initially. So that's why their stock ended up falling down. But again, Shell is one of the bigger oil companies, and they wouldn't go. They're like Chevron, Exxon. They would be the least likely to end up leaving, even with everything that was going on. I mean, I'm talking 26.87% with that stock here, and things have been going well. I still got a little bit of a dividends. I would like to get more into dividends, but right now I don't have the money where I can personally justify the money. I know I have some friends here on YouTube. Shout out to Wyatt. He's a real cool guy. He ended up finding me, and he's a really nice guy. If you want to check out a dividends portfolio, he is very strong, consistent dividend paying stocks that might not pay the highest dividend yield, but they are companies that are safe and you will not be losing out on. His videos are very interesting. So with that being said, that is my second stock pick there, Shell. So the next one I got here is Marathon Oil. This is a United States company, and they're up very well. I got them at $3.59 a share, only 20 again. This is when I only had about $1,000. I think I had about 3,000 at this point, and I'm up 108% there, which is not a lot. It's about 60, 70 bucks, but it's still something, and it adds up in the end. So the next one I got here is Suncor. This is a Canadian-based oil company, and I'm up about 89% with them. I got them for $11.26. They're still about, if we look at where they were here, they're still about 36% down as well. They look like they're in pretty good shape, even though they still missed their earnings by quite a lot. That's another stock I have. They're doing very well. I got into UCO, and this one was actually kind of recent when oil went negative about 3-4 weeks ago. We saw it crash all the way down here to $12. I ended up getting it at 16, 17, only 19 shares, but I'm up 81% on that. This is an ETF, so they will charge me for managing this fund for me. I think it's a little bit less than 1%. I made a video on this, so I can link that up here, put a card. This is a good way to play. It's a leveraged ETF, so this is double what the actual effect on the market is. And this is kind of one of my, like, I'm still up, so I know I'm kind of safe right now, and I'll set a stop loss so I won't end up losing my money if it ends up crashing down. But, and I know they buy and sell and split this stock so many times, but this is kind of one of my YOLO stocks. It was trading relatively high before everything was happening, as you can tell. And this is kind of like, hey, if it does it, it'll do it. But I'm going to set a stop loss so I end up not losing my money there. This is what a lot of day traders use this for. Oil and then natural gas, they have those as well. These are very risky stocks because of them being leveraged, but that's another one I'm into, and it's been treating me very well. So I actually kind of like section this off. I have my energy, and now I'm going to go into my airline stocks. I have American Airlines, and I was telling everybody to buy this for a long time. I made videos about this when I first started making videos, and I'm still getting better slowly but surely each and every day. But they were down here, $10, $9. They were all the way down to $8.25, which is absolutely crazy. But I got in at $11, only 55 shares. Wish I had more with the recent gain this week, 77%. My gosh, absolutely insane. It's amazing how much everything's been rallying. It's such a V shape right now. All the bulls are out and about, and it's really great to see with all these companies. All these passenger companies are showing like a lot of people buying tickets and everything, and an increase in travel, which is really great to see, and it's kind of nice going against what Warren Buffett was saying earlier. But anyways, about that, I have a 73% return total on my American Airlines stock since I bought them, which I'm really happy with, and that is about it for them. And yeah, so that's a really great stock. It's been treating me really well. They got downgraded to a B- rating, but they're rallying right now, and they're one of the big ones in America. So I thought they would be a great one, and for how cheap they were and what I picked them up for, I think it was a steal of a deal. And the next one I have here is United Airlines. I have 10 shares of United, and I got these $28.38. They went down to $17.80, and I was freaking when I bought this because they were so far down. I didn't end up buying any more, which I really should have, because they've been rallying a lot this week too, 56%. You don't see those types of returns. If we look at the 1 year here, where they were normally trading, we got $80, they were up to $90, so you still have over 100% return that you can get on the stock if you jumped on it now and you had the time to either wait. It might come back within the next couple weeks, might come back within a month or two, might come back within a year. I'm always been more of the V-shaped recovery type guy, but I've been trying, I don't want to tell people what to do, so this is just what I picked. I'm not telling you what to do. You should do your own research, but I've been more of this V-shaped recovery because we just put such a quick stop. I think it's going to have a quick jump back, but we'll see what actually happens. After that, we have Jets. This is a airline ETF. I only bought 2 shares of them. It's something really small. I have $40 equity in there. I have a 30% return, and I got them for $15.63. So if we look at the 1 month here, they're up 33% because they take an average of the larger airlines, and you're getting the average returns of Delta, American, United, and you can go to their ETF page and see what they're actually investing in. So after that, we got Boeing over here. I got into Boeing when it was $130 a share, $129.68. So I'm up almost 60% on Boeing. I have 4 shares of them. They're doing extremely well this week as well, 42% up. And if we look at the 1 year here, they were trading around $300. So you still have nearly, if it goes back up to here, you got still 100% return that you can get, but still an 80-70% return, which is phenomenal, like I've been saying earlier. They were down to $89. I bought my first share when it was $100, I believe, or $96, but then I ended up buying more. But then it came back down, and now it's back higher again. So that's really cool. So Boeing is my other stock. So now let's get into the cruise lines that I have. I have Carnival and Royal Caribbean. Those are 2 other stocks that I've been telling everybody to look into here. But Carnival, they're up 65% on the month, 40% on the week. I got into them at $13.86. I bought and sold these guys a couple of times. I only have 20 shares, so I don't have a huge lot there, but they're up. I'm up 61% with them, which is really great. They were down to $7.80, so if you could have gotten into that, you could have tripled your money just like that. It's absolutely crazy. My dad got in low, and a couple of my friends got in low that I was telling them to invest into these guys, but I wasn't fully sure how fast these guys would be coming back. I thought Royal Caribbean had a higher chance of coming back than Carnival, but they seem to be coming back relatively strong here as well. Let's go into Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean, I have 5 shares into them. I'm almost up 100%. I got in at $36.74, and their lowest was $19.25, so you could have been almost 4 times up right now. It's absolutely insane. So if we look at where they were here, we can see that they still are over 50% down of where they were at. So again, we don't know how fast they would get up here. It looks a little bit volatile, but they're one of the more consistent and better cruise lines, in my personal opinion, from people that I know that have taken cruises. They've really enjoyed Royal Caribbean. They've been open. I believe they're opening up a route in China, so that's a whole new market for them. And I have really good feelings about Royal Caribbean. I might jump in a little bit more because they're still 50% down. I have a couple free stocks that I got with Robinhood from referring some friends. If you guys want to use my referral code, let me know. But so I have 2 forward stocks, $7.34, which is an amazing return. It's almost 30% here in the last week. But since they were free, I got a free $14 here, so that's kind of nice. Then I have COTY. I call this COTY, but it's ticker symbol is COTY. They're a makeup manufacturer. They manufacture, market, sell, and distribute branded beauty products. So they're actually in talks to be having a deal with Kim Kardashian, so I'm actually looking to maybe purchase into these guys as well, because Kim Kardashian, as you guys all know, is a huge public figure. A lot of girls look up to her and buy her type of clothing and makeup, so this might be a good brand to look into for an investment if that deal actually goes through. As you can tell here, they actually did have a rally here the last little bit from May 29th to June 5th, up 40%, because of that announcement that Kim Kardashian might be doing a brand deal with COTY. I'm up $5.11 there as well. So if we look at the 1 year, they are still over 64% down, or I can't even get all the way over there, but take my advice, or take my word for it, they're still extremely down, over 50%, and that is a good investment as well. They do pay dividends. I don't think they're paying it right now. I don't think I have one pending, but they will pay dividends again, and they seem to be doing all right. The next one is Prospect Capital I have. This was another free stock. I did get a dividends from them, actually, so that was kind of cool. I got 6 cents. It's one of my free stocks. Again, if we look at how far they were down, they're still relatively down about 20% or so. and that was one of my free stocks as well. So a free $5 from using a referral code. If you use mine, you can get a free stock as well. I'll get a free stock, or you can use a family member's, and each one of you guys can get a free stock. One of my buddies that I gave the referral code out to ended up getting over $170. He got a Microsoft stock about a month ago. So they aren't kidding when they say that you can get some high valued stocks. Maybe you'll be unlucky like me, or you can be as lucky as them, and having an extra $180 to spend on the stock market is something that's very nice. So now let's get into my gold ETF. I made a video about, or I think I'm gonna make a video on the gold ETF. So let me know if you guys want one of those down below. But I got into these guys back before they ended up doing a reverse split, and that's why I'm still holding on to them. I know I'm going to get charged for this ETF, but I just have hopes and dreams that it'll get back up to the $600 mark, and get 2 shares, and boom, that would be really cool with a $100 investment, practically $120. I'm up 52% with this stock. They were running at around $100 here this week, which was really cool, but they ended up falling down. So we'll see what actually happens. I won't let it go below $58, but this is kind of fun. One of those fun stocks to play with. This is another day traded stock. It's a double leveraged gold miners index ETF. So there is that as well. So let's go over here, and then this is one of my pride and joys. I was told this one from my dad, actually. He told me about this one, and one of his guys that he was working with ended up giving us a tip on this one. I didn't know Barstool Sports ended up partnering with Penn National Gaming, so they ended up partnering with them, and they're looking to bring that brand into their bars and casinos with the Barstool Sports logos, bringing the bars and their resorts and casinos, and then they're going to have an online gambling as well. So the online gambling seems to be growing in popularity with everything that's been going on, and with sports season coming up, the NFL, they're hoping to have their app up and running so they can make bets on the games. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I think this stock's going to keep rallying up. I got in at 13, 17, I got in at about 11, then bought some more. I wish I would have got in when it was at that $3.75 low, or $3.75 low. That was be an absolutely insane game. 10 times your money like that. If I would have had $10,000 in that, I'd be one happy man. I think all of us would, right? They're actually even to where they were right before this crash, or almost even. They're about $3 lower, but they've seen a huge gain, up 180% on them. Really happy with that return, and I think that they're actually going to end up going higher as the casino stocks have been reopening. As we can tell, these stocks are all flourishing. All the casino stocks have just been flourishing, and that's really great to see. But I think that this stock has potential to go higher along with DraftKings. I'm personally not invested in DraftKings now, as after there was a little pullback after the rally with that over the last month. But with the NBA having their games at the end of July, and then football season starting, I might be looking to get into DraftKings as well. Okay, so the next one up here is MGM. So MGM Resorts, I always knew about MGM. They're really big over in the gaming, hotel, convenience, dining, entertainment, retail, and resorts amenities. The reason why I knew about them is because they're in the Las Vegas Strip Resort, MGM in China. And I just think that this is a pretty consistent stock. I don't think they're going to go anywhere anytime soon. I only have 20 shares in that one as well. I wish I had more money invested, trust me. They're up really good this week, up 28%. Everything's been rallying really well. Let's hope this V-shaped recovery keeps going for all of us investors so you guys can get in and make some of these gains as well. So if we look back to where they were a year ago, they're about $33. 27, 28, 33, they were getting up there, and then they ended up crashing down. So if we look at where they were back in December to now, you're still at about 33% gain that you can still receive. And they pay dividends normally, but not right now because they've suspended that as well. Now let's get into the one retailer I have. So this one, excuse me, this one kind of hits home with me because my mom loves Kohls. A lot of women I know love Kohls, especially more middle-aged women I know really love Kohls, and I know a lot of younger girls like them as well, but that is just my own personal experience. I know younger girls like them because I believe Sephora has some places in some of their locations, and there's a lot of girls like that type of makeup. The thing I like about Kohls is that they have household goods. I can go in there and I don't really feel too out of place. I can get my bed sheets, I can get low frying pans and everything like that, and I can get a pair of jeans, I can get nice dress shirts and everything like that for relatively low prices. The one thing that you have to look out for a lot of people that don't know is that if you're a guy or a girl who's not used to the whole Kohls game, coupons are the name of the game. So they send out coupons in the mail or they have them online. So make sure you look at those, or else you're going to get taken to the bank when you go to check out. But I know with everyone being cooped up inside, Kohls is going to be one of those big stocks that people are going to, or one of those big stores that people are going to want to just go out and shop, and there's going to be a lot of opportunity there. So I'm up 55% with them. I got in right after their earnings report. Right around here I got in, and I saw after the earnings report because they hit lower, and I made a video about that as well, telling you guys, hey, watch out as the earnings reports come out. If Kohls is negative in their earnings report and they don't meet what they were expecting, their stock will go down, and it did. So I took advantage of that, got 50 shares, it was about $1,000. I'm up 55% there. So they were down to $10. That would have been great to get in there as well, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. We're in a really good spot right now. So with that being said, they're considered a low volatility, so as I was saying earlier, so they only have a 25% maintenance fee. I could dump in $7,000 in there on Monday, but I'm not going to. But so you guys know, these are some of the more risky stocks that I've been talking about, and these are more trusts and investment companies, and I thought I would take the risk on them. I saw a great opportunity with how far they were down. They were down extremes amounts of money. They're about 53% down now. They've ran really consistent. They had a one dip down here, but overall they're around $15, $16, $17, which is Redwood Trust. Sorry, I forgot to say the name. The ticker symbol RWT. So they're still down 50%, but I got in when they were down 70%, almost 80%. So they're still great to get in and get 100% return. They paid a really great dividends. These investment trust companies, they usually pay really well dividends. They've stayed relatively flat. And if we look down here, they've been in business since '94, and then some of these other ones came into business after the housing bubble burst. But I thought this was going to be, I saw a great opportunity with this. I didn't see it really going anywhere. I thought they had a great basis. I watched their earnings, and I was expecting that it would end up turning good. So I'm up 36% with that with the recent rally here. We're up 38% this week. You can see where most of that money came from here, and I still have a bit to go. I got in at $5.43. Still, I might be able to get 3 times my money if I wait accordingly. I had about $1,000 invested of my own money. So with that being said, that is Redwood Trust. Now, the next one I have here is IVER, I call it, but it's Invesco Mortgage Capital. They're based in Georgia, in Atlanta, Georgia. It is a holdings company which engages in investing, financing, managing residential and commercial mortgage-backed securities and mortgage loans. They seem to be in a really good place. I was looking up stuff on them as well, and they have a lot of cash. They've cashed out on a lot of stuff, waiting for the market to stabilize. And they are in a good position where they aren't going to be hurting too much, and they'll be able to pay off their debt. And they've got the loans from the government and stuff as well. So if we look at where they were at here 3 months ago, they're still 73% or 71% down from where they were. So this is still a great investment opportunity. I ended up getting it $2.91. So I'm up, excuse me, I'm up 55%. So in this last week, over 63% gain. It's been absolutely ridiculous with the stock. I did not expect it to blow up the way it did, but with the way things are rallying, that gave me a huge gain here. But again, like I said, they're still 70% down, so this is a great time to get in. So that means you can get almost 2 times your money. So that's pretty great. So if you invest $1,000, you could get almost $3,000 out of that. Their dividends, they were still paying dividends. They suspended their dividends. They just held it back, so they ended up paying their Q1 dividends now. So I only had 10 shares at the time, so I got $5. They paid 50 cents. But now for this next round of dividends, which they're announcing here in later June. So if you want to get in on this dividends payment, you got to buy this stock before they do the X date. They're going to have a voting thing where you'll get 90%, I believe, in stock, or you can get, and then 10% in cash, or you can vouch to get all cash or all stocks, depending on what you personally want as the stockholder. So they're going to be sending out an email or a flyer or something to your house for you to fill out before they actually give out that money. But yeah, 55% to that. They were down to $1.82. That would have been really great to get in there too. Is NRZ, which is New Residential Investment. I wish I bought more of these guys as well, but they've been treating me well. I'm up 66%. I only have 25 shares. They were paying an extraordinary dividend as well. They were paying about $2 a year before this all happened. And when I got in at $5 in 2 years, you would have paid it all off just making dividends at that point. If we look at the 5-year, it was up and then went down a little bit in 2016, but then ended up stabilizing between $16, $17. So they're still about 17 or still about 50 some percent down if we look at it here. And that's still a great buy if you guys want to get into that. They're only paying a very low dividend. I made about 5 cents this last quarter in dividends, but for the long term, that'll be something to look at. And yeah, it's just a really great stock. So if we look at the dividends amount, I got 5 cents just to share that with you guys. So it's a real estate investment fund, which focuses on the same things as the last ones. The company was founded in 2011 and it's headquartered in New York City. So those are the stocks that I am personally invested in, and that's how I have gotten to the my $13,000, $778 that I've invested into Robinhood, and how I'm up over 72%. If you guys would like me to keep making update videos about this, I've always enjoyed these types of videos, learning about what people have had invested and how they got there, what picks they made. Make sure you don't do this just because I'm doing it. I know I'm a small guy, but everyone should make their own educated decisions with investing. And if you go play with this margin like I have down here, make sure you really know what you're doing, because you don't want to have to end up paying that one back and having to sell some of your gains. This is all from my own money. I just got Robinhood Gold, so I haven't used any margin. This is all from just my picks and their return. So with that being said, please remember to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new. I have educational videos that I make, and I have stock market recap videos under my show Key Points, where I go over how the news has affected the stock market. That being said, have a great day.